The glare situation in my glasses is fairly annoying. Hi guys, it's Amanda here again, your Cutie of Carnage, here on Channel Sundown. Okay, I'm going to take my glasses off right now because this glare situation is really bugging me. But today, guys, we're going to be doing another film review, as you guys can see over here. We are doing a film review of Come to Daddy. It's a horror film, not a porn. So we did do a trailer reaction to this film, so if you guys look at the description link below, we will have a link. By we I mean me. Come to Daddy is directed by Timpson, who actually is a producer. I think this is his first film. Again, guys, I'm sorry if you guys hear the noise outside. I don't know if y'all can or not. But Timpson is actually a producer, and he actually produced my favorite horror comedy of 2016, Greasy Strangler. So he produced that with Elijah Wood, and now he's doing this film with Elijah Wood. Like I said, the film is starring Elijah Wood, who plays Norval, and Stephen McHattie, who plays Gordon, aka Dad. This film, of course, in the description you guys see in the title, this is a non-spoiler review. And of course, I tend to review the films that, it's going to be really hard to talk about this film without spoiling it. Because this film, is something else indeed. So the film is about Elijah Wood character, Norval, who gets a letter from his father saying, hey, I want you to come see me. So Elijah Wood's character decides to travel to go see his father, and that is pretty much the sum of that without spoiling it. But Elijah Wood's character shows up to see his dad, and when he shows up, his father is kind of really surprised to see him, but really happy to see him. It's a really weird kind of scenario of just being like, knock knock, hey dad, it's me. And then his dad's all like, oh, you're here? I sent you a letter, but you're here? Oh, this is crazy. And Elijah was kind of like, yeah, he asked me to come, so I came. And when you start the story, it's really kind of weird because you kind of notice his father is, like he said, he's happy to see him. But the chemistry with those two are kind of off. Like I said, I'm not going to spoil it, but there's a scene where they're actually having a conversation. He's like, well, what do you do? And he tells him, and Elijah Wood still lives with his mother and stuff. And he's like, oh, so are you embarrassed to tell people that you live with your mother? And he's kind of like, well, things are happening. That's kind of, it's a temporary arrangement, basically, he says. And you kind of notice that there's something not right with the situation. You kind of see the strange coming, but at the same time, you're kind of like, oh, shit, what just happened? But it starts one way, and then all of a sudden it's just like, oh, never mind. Look at this. And you're like, oh, okay, Elijah Wood, let's do this. Okay, so after my very vague plot description, I'm going to go ahead and go into my pros and my cons. And of course, like always, I'm going to start with the pros because you always want to start positive. My first pro is going to be, I really liked kind of the 70s film influence it has. My next positive is going to be, I loved how funny this film was. Thing about that, sorry guys, I'm playing with my hair because it's falling apart, but it's so dry. The humor is so dry, and I love it. It's just, there's things that happen, like I said, I'm not going to spoil because you guys know I will say that a million times, but there's a scene where they're sitting there and they're talking about what they do for a living, because apparently his father used to be a limo driver. Norval, works in music, and they kind of go back and forth, and it's just kind of like it's not like a boom like drum, like there's no pause laugh track. He says things that you're just like, whoa, okay. There's a scene that has to do with a bathroom, a fight, and it was hilarious. It was just so funny. He's like, do what you have to do, and he's like, okay. And I loved the sense of humor, and I loved the dry humor in it because it was done perfectly. Another positive that I have is I really was intrigued by the unsettling atmosphere. That being said, it's a horror film, so you guys are like, oh, well, it's a narrative horror film, thriller. A lot of people are like, oh, of course, it's an unsettling atmosphere. But it was an unsure atmosphere. You didn't know what you were getting. You didn't know what atmosphere you're grabbing into. You didn't know if you're going into a dangerous situation. You didn't know if you're going to a violent situation. You didn't know if you're going to it's going to be killing. You don't know if you're safe or unsafe. It's very unsettling. So I really liked that atmosphere, and they played it well because they didn't really go for the you're walking into a haunted house and the guy's crazy, like, look out for yourself. It kind of just was like a blank slate. And because you had to figure out your situation, you paid attention more to the scenes. And that kind of made the humor, like I said before, that made the humor work more because you're just like, somebody said something, you're just like, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel about that. And that ties into my next positive, in the fact that this film does not give you a lot of information. You really don't know what's going on, like, at all. Even with the characters, you're not sure about the characters because, like I said, they introduce the characters within themselves, like within the situation. You're not introduced to Elijah Wood and then know about him, and then, Elijah Wood and Norval. You're not introduced to Norval and then, like, him show up, and then after knowing a character, know what situation he's getting in. You know nothing about the characters at all. And that kind of takes into just the story has so many kind of flips. Like I said, this film has a lot of twists. Not like M. Night Shyamalan's like, it's a twist. But like, kind of like, you're just like, oh, okay, well, I thought this was happening, but I guess this is happening. And it worked together because if it would have established itself before, I think it wouldn't have been as fun. Kind of like those films you see, they're kind of like they establish the characters and they're like, wait a minute, they're all dead, huh? Okay, my negative, like always, is also a positive that I had for the film, because in the beginning of the film, like I said, you didn't really get much information about the characters, and it kind of like made you a big question mark. Felt like it didn't really, like, in the beginning I understood, but I felt like it didn't really kind of give me what I needed to appreciate this story. I felt like it was very lacking in that category. My second negative is actually kind of hard to say because it is a spoiler, but my negative was gonna be, honestly, I appreciated the ending, but I honestly was just like, alright, I guess, kind of, like, not even like shut, close, but I was expecting more answers. I was expecting more kind of, because it gets to that point of the film where things kind of like shake up and things kind of change, and you're kind of like looking for something, and it kind of gets to a point where you're kind of like, all right, come on, and then it gets there and you're just like, okay, what am I, okay, I'll write that down, like, what the hell? And my other negative is going to be, this one's going to sound really ridiculous, honestly, but I really felt like Elijah Wood's character, I had so much, like, I was so looking forward to him being in this film, And I felt like he could have went there and he could have got there, and I felt he kind of like his character wasn't in the full kind of potential. His character really was. I wasn't. How to? God, I'm trying to say this without spoiling it, but I really wanted to like really appreciate Elijah Wood. All right, guys. That being said, my verdict is going to be this film's okay. I mean, honestly, like, I really thought I was gonna love this movie. I really thought I was gonna really like this movie, but it's okay. Like, a lot of people are probably gonna be, like, all on me. Like, really, Mandy? You didn't love this movie? Like, what's wrong with you? But yeah, it's okay. Like, it's not, I expected a lot more. I expected so much more. And I guess, just watching the film, I was just kind of like, okay. Like, I mean, I don't know what to say. This film's okay. Like, it's not bad, but it's not good. It's not shit. It's not, art. I mean, I'm gonna say it's art. Of course it's fucking art. I mean, sorry guys, I'm like cussing a lot. Like, anyways. But no, it's not shit. It's not perfect. It is what it is. And I just was thinking it was okay. I guess the main reason why I guess I'm feeling so kind of down about it, because I really was looking forward to this film. I really was. I was really looking forward to it. And like I said, I probably think me watching it again with, that whole idea of the film without thinking like everything was going to be the way it was, kind of rewatching it, I think I appreciate it more. But yeah, as far as right now, the film is okay. That concludes my review for Come to Daddy. Have you guys seen it? Do you guys like it? Do you guys think I'm wrong? Let me know. Comment below. Comment below. And guys, do not forget to like, there you go, like and subscribe. Like these videos, my video, and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, bye. I really need to figure out this glare situation with my glasses. I just keep my head down like this. There we go. ChannelSundown.